Hello everyone, this video is about week 9 assignment and I'm going to explain the questions in it. First, let's review the formula for volume of prisms. So it is equals to base area times the height. Of course, most importantly, you have to recognize which plane is the base. For example, in this figure, the shaded plane is the base because it is the uniform cross-section of the prism. And then the line perpendicular to this plane would be the height. So after you understand that, we look at the questions in this assignment. For number 4, you can see that the base area is a kite, and then the height is 6 cm here. Okay, so it means that you have to find the area of this base, which is 30 cm multiplied by 56 cm divided by 2. This would be the base area, and then you have to times the height, which is 6 cm. Then you can calculate it, and the final answer should have the unit cm cube. For number 5, the base area would be this 凸字 shape, and the height would be 5 cm here. Looking at this shape, I think you can find the base area easily by cutting it into two pieces. The first one is the rectangle, 20 cm times 6 cm, and the upper one would be 8 cm times 6 cm. So I think you can find the base area, and then you have to multiply it to 5 cm, and then you will get the answer. Remember that you have to put all the things inside these brackets for the base area. Without this bracket, if you multiply to 5, then it is wrong. Look at number 8. This time you have the base area and then you have the volume. It means that if you have the height h, then 56 times h would becomes 420. It means that if you divide this 56 to the other side, you will get method 1. Required height is 420 divided by 56. Of course, you are also welcome to choose method 2. If you choose method 2, then you have to use all the units perfectly. You have to write let h meter be the height, and then you solve it without any unit here, and the final conclusion should have meter here. For number 12, here, because a is already here, you do not need to let a be anymore because it's given for you. So how do you make an equation to solve for a? You are going to find the base area in terms of a and then multiply by 10 to get 710 cm cube. So you have 9 times 9 minus 5a over 2 to be the base area, and then whole thing multiplied by 10 would become 710. So you try to solve for a, and that is the answer. Number 13, the base area is this shape, and the height would be hcm. You can find all the length of these two trapeziums and then try to find the base area. The base area would look like this, and then you have to multiply the whole thing to h to becomes 1156, and then you try to solve for h, and that's the answer. Look at number 27. Part A asks you to find the water level, which is actually the height of the part of the tank with water. So how do you use this volume to find the height of the part of the tank with water? Suppose I let hcm be the water level, so you will have the base area, which is 15 times 15, and then multiplied by the height would becomes 1350, and then you can solve for h. Of course, if you are smart enough, you can divide this part to the other side, and then you can use one step, one answer. It means that if you are smart, you can use one step like this. You use divide. Divide by what? Divide by 15 times 15. If you do so, you will get a wrong answer because divide by 15 multiplied by 15, they will cancel each other. So what's missing? Brackets. If you put brackets here, then it is perfect, and then you'll get the answers, which is something cm. Then that is finished for part A. If you do not want to use brackets, of course there is another way, is that you can divide by 15 and then divide by 15. You can still get the same answer. Now let's look at part B. Sarah put some prisms, and then the water level rises 2 cm. So how do you find how many prisms are there? So you have to look at the volume of the water increase after these 2 cm rise in water level. So how many water actually has been displaced by these prisms with parallelogram bases? You can calculate it by 15 times 15 times 2. This is the volume of water displaced. So how many prisms of parallelogram base have been put inside the tank? You can find out the volume of these things first and then multiply by n. What is n? Number of that. So you can make an equation. You can make an equation like this. The volume of each prism with parallelogram base and then multiply by n would be the volume of water displaced. In order to find n, you have to divide the whole part to the right hand side. So if you are smart enough, you can also use the presentation just like I did in part A. You can do it like this. Divide with the brackets for 2 times 3 times 5, and then that is correct. There is an alternative way to present your thing. You can use fraction form. Then it will look much better because you can simplify the thing instead of multiplying the things into a big number. Finally, there should be no unit for the answer because in English there is no 量詞，冇幾多粒嘅. Okay, so just a number without any units. Okay, so for number 18, also x has been let for you, so you do not need to let x be something. So for this question, what you need to do is to find out the base area, which is actually quite simple because you have a rectangle and a triangle. So you just need to multiply 2 to 5 for the rectangle and then 5 to 2 over 2 to be the triangle. And then you have this multiplied by x equals to 60. And then you can solve for x. Remember, the final answer x equals to something. Don't write any cm here, otherwise it is wrong. Number 19 is a question asking you to find the rise in the water level. It means that how much water is displaced by putting this fish and water of volume 3600 cm cube 8 bags into it. Suppose I let hcm to be the rise in the water level. What you need to find is the volume of this added part of the water. The volume added would be 24 times 75 times h, and then it will equal to 8 times 3600. So in order to find h, you can divide this part to the other side. It means a smart way of presentation would look like this. This is the volume of the water and fish added, and then divide by the base area. And then you get the final answer would be your rise in water level. Now let's look at number 26. For extra questions, I will not give you all the things. I only give you some ideas. So how do you find the volume of the water inside the tank? I think it is very easy. You just need to multiply by the length, width, and the height, and that's fine. And for part B, it is asking you if ABFE is the base, then what is the height? It means that you have the volume of A divided by what is the new base area. You look at ABFE. BF has the length of 20 cm, and then AB would have the length of 24 cm. So you have part A's answer divided by 20 times 24 will give you the answer for part B. For question number 27, you can see that the remaining sand has a volume of 484 cm cube. It means that you just need to try to find the volume of the sand here, which is the base of this triangle multiplied by h. Suppose I let hcm be the depth of the sand, and then you have 6h over 2 to be the area of the triangle, and then multiply by the height of these prisms, which is 7 cm. Multiply by 7 would be 84. This will give you the answer for part A. For part B, we use similar way of thinking. This time, the volume of the sand would be 252 cm cube. No, this is not the final volume. However, you have to add the original 84. That is the volume of the container. This time we use similar equation, but we don't use h anymore because it will clash with the symbol used in A. For example, I use xcm, then you have a similar equation you get. and then this time it would be equal to 336. So you try to figure out the answer yourself. I don't give you the answer here. Now let's look at number 28. In order to find the volume of the tank, it means that volume of the tank when it is full. So you need to find the base area. The base area would be this trapezium. You have the upper base 26, lower base 50, and then the height of this trapezium is 21 cm. It means that you can calculate it easily. Finally, multiply by the height, which is 30 cm. This gives you part A. And then for part B, volume of each iron triangular prism. The base area would be 15 times 8/2, and the height would be 12 cm. So you can do part B. And then for part C, it asks you for the maximum original height of the solution. It means that there has been some water already, and then after you put 12 prisms, there is no overflow. It means that you have to multiply 12 to this volume and then divided by the base area of the tank. I don't give you the exact answer, and I hope you can try on your own. So that's all for this video. Goodbye.